us all. We are all deal with fear. You don't have to have letters after your name or anything else. We all have that common thing of fear. And if we can help each other, then actually we're going to come up with a pretty robust and actually a really cool way of actually getting rid of managing the fear so it doesn't then consume you and you can then function when you get to that event. You don't want to get there and then not be able to function. It's like going and talking to a pretty girl. You have it in your head, oh, I'm going to talk to her, I'm going to talk to her. When you get there, you've crossed the floor, you've done all the hard work, you get there and it's because at that point there, you haven't actually thought through what the next step is. You actually all were fearing of actually going and talking, expecting to be rejected or whatever. You get there, you need to have a plan then to deal with the event once you get there. That is just one of my personal experiences. If you have that sort of experience, please feel free to share it. By sharing what you're thinking and sharing your fears and the funny events, then actually between us, we should actually get through this and propel ourselves through that invisible barrier. The purposes of why I actually started to do these videos is actually to share some of the feelings I had and some of the things I'm currently experiencing, and hoping it's actually going to touch a chord with you guys and that you actually will think, yeah, okay, let's listen to see how we can actually together make sure our fear is at a level where it becomes healthy rather than unhealthy. Sometimes it is redefining that fear to actually get it into terms which you can break down and actually and use in small chunks. Anytime you take on a big project, you cannot take it all on in one go. If it's a business venture, you have certain skills which you can really push, but there's going to be areas where you don't know how to do things. They are areas typically where there is a fear. You can actually get around that by getting people to come and help you deal with those parts. I am a strong believer that actually teamwork and working together usually conquers most problems. As I said before, once the event has been removed, then there's going to be two outcomes. Either you're going to have good news or bad news. Good news means actually you'll feel a feeling of relief. It will actually be, that wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Let me file that away somewhere in my head and bring it out next time. But it's not as simple as that. How many of you have actually had the odd drink, maybe too much? You've laid round the toilet, resting your face against that white porcelain, and you've said those immortal words, never gonna drink again. But once that pain has gone away, the next time you forget those words until you arrive back with your face pressed up against the cold porcelain. And that's the time usually you think, oh, actually I could actually do a better cleaning job around here. It's for those events. So any house cleaners there, make sure if you suffer from fear on a regular occasion, make sure everything's really nice and clear around there, because you may be laying there at some point. The other part, which would be bad news. If there's bad news that comes from an event, well, that's when actually you move from the fear stage into actually a dealing stage, an action plan. The action plan may be pushed upon you. It may be other people will come and help do the action plan. It may be that actually you need to come up with that action plan. When you're actually in that situation, when you're in the heat of battle, that is when the ideas will hit you. You may have an idea to be able to actually cope with certain elements, but actually it's nothing like actually being in the moment and sharing it. And this is where what I'd like to do is actually get your guys' input, because together we can help other people who are going through a situation, have a problem at the moment, know somebody who has a problem but want to help. What I've designed is a short survey. It's only about 5 or 6 questions, but I wrote it whilst I was in a fearful state, which I believe is actually quite a creative state at the same time as being a fear. And it's helped me, and I've sent it to fellow professionals, friends, family, and asked them to have a look at the survey. And the outcome and the feedback has been very positive. I don't want to spoil anything in there, because actually I want you to get the full uncut version, and I want your genuine feedback of what you think. There's one there which I specifically designed for changing career, which I have done 2 or 3 times and which will form part of another video. But also there's a general one where it's just talking about fear in a general sense, which actually it will be applicable to whatever you happen to be going through at the moment. And so take some time. If you want to email them back, then that would be brilliant. In the members section there is going to be a chat stroke blog place where we can all talk to one another, help each other, make it easier, and together I think we may just crack this. Stay tuned for my next videos, where actually I have put together my own personal action plan which has worked. It's helped me over some very difficult situations, and you'll find that again in the members section. But stay tuned guys, and get going.